Hello, hello Libra. Welcome to your July 2018 overview reading. This is good for you if you are a sun, moon, or rising Libra. And I am using a different film setup today, so I hope that that goes well and works for all of you. It has worked so far for all the other readings that I've done, so I hope you enjoy it. And go ahead and let's get present. Feel into your body. Take a few deep breaths into the diaphragm. Notice any points of tension or anything that's coming up for you today. Just acknowledge it. Give it a hello. Let it know that you see it. And I do have a new YouTube channel, which I will be sharing with you at the end, so stay tuned for that. And let's dive right in. The empowering question for July is, what is my worst fear? How does it limit my possibilities in life? How are you feeding into fear? How is it holding you back? And remember, fear is trying to keep you safe. It's not something that's just this arbitrary thing that doesn't have a function. It is, it does have a utility. It's just about where is it out of balance in your life. That's really what you want to pay attention to. And ask yourself this question. If you feel stuck, if you feel like you're holding yourself back, ask yourself where the fear is coming from and how it's limiting you, and what do you have to gain from pushing beyond the bounds and constraints of what you fear currently or in the past. And then we have karma. Karma is a universal teacher sending forth lessons from past and present. Okay, so I like that interpretation of karma, but it's really about all of the growth that's been accumulating over time, and so it really looks like there's going to be something to do with karma. I think that this is going to show up in the reading, so I'm not going to speak too much to this right now. So I'm just going to let that hang out there, and we'll see how it shows up. And the word of the month for you is facilitate. Hold a sacred space for others. Release your need to be the guru. Allow others room to share their gifts and shine. Resist the urge to micromanage. Okay, so you're in space holder mode rather than micromanager mode this month. It's okay to loosen your grip a little bit this month if you can. Wherever you're feeling a lot of resistance, a lot of control energy, if you feel, you know, that ball of tension in your diaphragm, that's your third chakra working really hard, and it might be an overdrive this month. So feel into where you can loosen your grip a little bit this month. Okay, and the central energy for Libra in July is Two of Pentacles. Everything is a decision. What you say yes to is going to determine where your energy is going. So make sure that you're paying extra close attention to what you're saying yes to this month. What you need to release, judgment. I'm going to clarify this really quick and see what's coming up. The Six of Oysters, so this is equivalent to the Six of Pentacles in a normal deck. It's about reciprocity, reciprocation within relationships, the give and take that you experience with other people. Pay close attention to who you're giving your energy to. Pay attention to who you're saying yes to, because that's the theme of the month, right? And whether or not things are balanced with you. Do you find yourself overgiving because you're trying to be a natural peacekeeper, which Libras are good at doing? But there's also a level of self-advocation that you want to lean on this month. So pay attention to that. Now, what's in your highest good to manifest this month is the Three of Swords. This is not what you think it is. So, because this is intentional. When the Three of Swords shows up here, Let me see what it's regarding first, and then we will see. Because you're not going to actively manifest the Three of Swords. This has to do with something else. The Fool. Okay, there's something that really needs to be cleared out. Like, there's some space that you need. It's this is speaking more to the room to grow, the expansion that you want to have. And so the Fool is about a fresh start. And so there's something that's draining you, and make sure that you're paying attention to where you're feeling drained, how it's showing up. And so what you're manifesting is a solution, a release, resolution, some type of room for yourself. It could even be something to do with your schedule. If your schedule is really jam-packed, maybe you're manifesting a new routine. Maybe you're manifesting more time. But there's something about letting go of what's not working and what's suffocating you. So where do you feel suffocated? And are you engaging in people-pleasing and perfectionism? Those are coming up really big. So make sure you notice those within yourself. And that's an area where you can practice loosening your grip a little bit and see what happens when you do that, and if you're able to breathe into the newfound space that you've been able to cultivate for yourself. This is the external circumstances, so what's going on around you. You have the King of Pentacles, so it looks like things are much, much better than you probably feel. The reason why I'm saying that is there might be a looming decision that you don't want to make. There might be something that you need to let go of, but you don't want to. There might be something that is holding you back from really feeling into your potential, or maybe there's something that you want but you're not going after because your plate is too full. That's why this month is really going to be about each and every yes that you communicate. The external looks grounded and solid, and I don't think you have anything to worry about. This is a really stable card. It's well balanced, well oriented. So in terms of resources, this is good to go. I honestly don't think you have anything to worry about there. But there is something, I would venture to say this is more of a heart desire that you're craving. That is what you want to make space for. What do you deeply desire? And that's really where you're going to be able to see the most growth, is if you go after that, even if you're afraid. You want to challenge that part of yourself. And in the internal experience, this is more of the emotional. King of Chalices. So yes, leading with your heart, communicating your deepest desires is going to be really helpful this month. And communication matters, because the more you communicate, the more God, divine source, the universe understands what it is that you want. But you have to speak up. You can't just silently tolerate whatever it is that's like if you're just tolerating something that you don't want to be, and you're not challenging that at all, then the lesson is going to be on repeat. It's just going to keep coming towards you, and until you react or respond differently, it's going to be a cyclical cycle. So just, that was redundant. It's going to be a pattern that is much more challenging to break until you work up the courage, strength, or resources to put an end to whatever it is that's holding you back. So the King of Chalices is a great model for that. And it looks like the strength and ability is there. It's about taking action on the communication piece that's really going to be the make or break point of this reading. So let's see what's going on in the timeline. If you guys are new to my channel, it's first quarter, second, third, and fourth quarter for July. So where you start and end the month. Nine of Candles. So there's forward movement in the beginning of the month. I think that this is more of a busybody card, and there is, it looks like it starts off with a lot of momentum. So this is nice to see because it is something to build off of. But on the flip side of this, it might be overly busy. It might be a little bit fatiguing at the beginning of the month. So if that's the case, then make sure you speak up about what you need, even if that's a day off. Okay, quarter two, we have the Seven of Bells. This is really where you start to make decisions about what's working and what's not. What are the things that you need to let go of? The Seven of Bells, this is equivalent to the Seven of Swords in a normal deck. And so it's about leaving behind the dead weight or the things that are draining, the things that aren't working. So the good part about this is that you have the information that you need. That's definitely coming from your internal experience this month. But it's about taking action, right? This is completely worthless if you don't do anything to change what you can. There are always going to be things that are out of your control, but the more you can take affirmative action in the direction that you want, the easier this month is going to be and the closer you're going to get to the things that you really desire. Now the third quarter is the same card. Two of Pentacles, Two of Tomes in this deck. And again, you're going to have this constant question. Is it a yes or is it a no? What do you want? Really focus in on that. Are you leaning more towards doing what you don't want out of fear? Is that the question? Is it, you know, and it could be karma too. That's something where you might have to push past whatever karmic baggage, karmic lessons that you have in this situation, because we all have karma that might throw a wrench into things, whether that be a soulmate situation that's irritating, or whether it be a fear that is completely disproportionate with this time and space. Whatever the case may be, you always have a decision to make. It's not one good or bad decision that you make, it's cumulative. So remember that's the big change that you're going to be experiencing, is the consistent yeses and nos that you're giving your life on a day-to-day basis. And where you're wrapping up the month, you have the Four of Tomes. So this is the Four of Pentacles, and it just looks like you need to take a breath, take a breather, take a step back. You don't have to necessarily invest. Remember that there is a balance that you can find within where you're giving your efforts and energy, and just feeling out each situation. You don't have to give your all immediately. Just take your time with it. You can still communicate your yeses and nos without over investing. Okay, so 3-card pick. You guys know the drill. Go ahead and pick a card, or you can pick one after I flip them over. You can ask a specific question if you'd like, and just see what comes up as the answer for you. Card number 1, opportunity. Where are you using your yeses and nos? That really, really matters. Is there an opportunity that is in your vicinity that you would really, I just knocked that, that you would really like to take advantage of? Is there something that has been on your periphery for a long time that you may have been ignoring? What exactly are you seeing on the horizon in your life that would really work for you at this time? Card number 2, feelings and form. This has to do with manifestation. So what are the seeds that you have planted over the past, I'd say the past 3 months? Like, what have you been wanting to grow and develop? And you should start to see some progress there, and the fruits of your labor should start to be showing up at this time. And if it's not, it's okay to go back to the drawing board, because if something doesn't work out, remember, it's probably not in your highest good to have that thing to begin with. You know, if there's a relationship that just isn't quite gelling, you're probably being spared a lot of frustration and, you know, arguments or just an overall toxic relationship even. So remember that things are happening for you, and the opportunities and manifestations that do come into your life are for the highest good. Or at least you can set that intention and it'll make it easier. Okay, card number 3, we have responsibility. Even seeing this card, you want to make sure that you're watching yourself when it comes to overworking. Just because you have responsibilities, as we all do, does not mean that you have to bleed yourself dry. It doesn't mean that you have to overwork yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to spin your wheels in the mud every day. You can take your time, you can be gentle with yourself, and you can absolutely accomplish all of the day-to-day stuff, the real life stuff, the human being stuff, and, you know, have a life too. So it's not all or nothing. Remember that, Libra. It's all about balance with you. So I think that you're going to be able to strike that this month. Okay, so that is all that I have in terms of the reading portion, but I also want to let all of you know that the new channel is up. My Ask a Psychic segment is going to be on that channel. I will link it in the description box as well as feature it on the little bubbles and boxes at the end. I'm hoping that that's going to be a place where I can give you guys more resources about intuition, mental health, some other topics that are really important to me that I would like to share with all of you. And so I'm hoping that that can be more of a space where I can do a little bit more of whatever I like. And then I'm going to keep this channel strictly tarot. So if you're just here for the cards, totally get it. You're welcome to just, you know, hang out with me on this page. But if you'd like more of the human being stuff, then you can go over to that channel and check it out and see if you like it. And as always, if you are looking to work with me one-on-one, don't forget that the link is in the description box. OnyxHealing.com has all of my info. And until next time, have a beautiful July, and I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.